feel like the little boy who cried wolf.
Oh, hang on, Lori. My grandchild will get born sooner or later.
False alarms happen all the time, honey.
Even to doctors' wives.
Hey, now come on, those contractions are coming fast and furious.
Yeah, I mean, they must have been every 5 to 7 minutes apart.
I know, I would have done the same thing, but you're just not dilated enough yet. We're going to keep really close tabs on you now.
Next time may be the real thing.
You know, I hope so, Mom. Can't say I like waiting around for this.
Oh, Gene, come on in.
Thanks. I thought I'd catch you before you left for the clinic.
Well, actually, I'm on my way to the hospital. Lori went in last night.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, Ben's not passing out any cigars yet, though. False labor, it seems.
Oh, yeah, that can throw you off track. You know, the same thing happened with Carla and Jimmy. You never know what to believe, I guess. Just like this story I'm working on.
Oh, what about?
Lee Carruthers' engagement to Kate. Some say it's on, some say it's off.
Did you, talk to Kate?
Sure did. She's not saying one way or the other. That's the reason I'm here now. I thought I'd get a straight answer from you.
From me? Gene, you already know that Kate and I are working things out. She's not going to marry Carruthers.
Yeah, well, I know that's what you told me. But the other day, Sebastian Knight had me writing that the engagement was still on. And, you know, she hasn't asked for a retraction or anything like that. Annette Rogers says the engagement is off. My boss is on my case. I'm just trying to get the truth here, man.
You're getting it.
The whole truth. Did you and Kate make some kind of agreement?
Of course we did. How else would we start a relationship again?
No, that's not what I mean. I mean about keeping this whole thing a secret.
No, we didn't.
So then are you saying that Kate made her own decision?
Our feelings for each other are not a secret.
Well, maybe not to the people around you, but to the rest of Kingsley. They're still waiting to receive an invitation to Lee's wedding.
Kate said she would straighten things out, and you're supposed to be writing a retraction.
She never asked for one. I've been offered.
You mean she's still held back?
Yep. And if you want my opinion why...
I think I already have an idea. She's covering for Lee.
Blanket protection.
He's using her, Gene. Every step of the way to the Capitol.
Well, she sees the candidate as a has-been if this story gets out that the engagement is off.
Well, that's his problem. Let him face it, not her.
Well, seems he's made it hers, too. Wainwright is behind in the polls, and they'd like to keep it that way.
At our expense.
I think at your expense more than hers. Kate's a pretty fair politician, you know.
What do you mean?
Well, she can answer a question without really answering the question. Like she wants it both ways.
Both ways?
Carruthers, to wrap up the campaign and for the two of you to pick up where you left off.
Look, Gene, I'm not changing my story. Kate and I are still on.
So I can quote you on this?
No. Look, not right now. Let me talk to Kate and I'll get right back to you.
No, wait,
okay?
wait a minute. You don't expect me to hold off on this story, do you?
Did you get everything out of the hall closet?
Yes, I did.
Key! I'd better warn you. I shared a room with Stacy for 12 years. She snores.
I'm sure you're going to look great at the blood donation drive.
Thanks.
But don't bother to volunteer any of your blood. We haven't got a drop left.
Sorry to keep you waiting, Amber. Couldn't be helped.
I was wondering if I was going to get to see you at all.
One of my patients went into false labor. Might not stay that way long, though. We're keeping an eye
Are
on
those
her.
my tests?
Yes. Please, sit down.
Just tell me whether or not I'm pregnant.
Yes, the test is positive. You're about 6 weeks pregnant.
God.
Well, the news shouldn't surprise you. You suspected you were.
I was hoping I wasn't.
Well, we have to take it from here.
How could I have let this happen?
That's a question thousands of girls ask these days. But it's not fatal. There's several options available to you, but first, what about the father? I'll need to know
Look,
if
I
he's...
don't want him mentioned in this.
Amber, I just want to know if he'll want counseling with you.
What makes you think I will want counseling?
I strongly urge you to, especially since you possibly be a single parent.
Me, an unwed mother.
Amber, I've dealt with similar cases before, and I know the emotional adjustment can be trying, but as I said, there are so many options available today.
Look, Dr. Galvin, just forget it. I don't need anyone telling me how to run my life.
Oh, I wasn't trying to do that.
Good.
Amber, could I make one more suggestion before you leave?
Only if it isn't a waste of my time.
For years, your father was one of the finest OBs in Kingsley. Why don't you talk to him about it, set something up?
You've got to be kidding.
You're lucky to have someone in the family who's so experienced.
I'm in a hurry. I've got to go. Goodbye.
I can't hold off on this story. My boss is already on my back.
But let me talk to Kate first. I promise you, Gene, it'll be right away.
Look, like I said, McGovern wants the story right away. He wants the thing cleared up and ready for print, man.
But the way it stands right now, it isn't cleared up.
Oh, so everything is starting to fit now.
Look, there's more to this than meets the eye.
Such as?
Such as my future with Kate. I want us to have one.
Well, then all the more reason I should push this story through now.
I don't see it that way.
Look, you're too close to the situation now. You and I know that there is no Lee and Kate. But if I put the story in now, the public will know.
From the mouth of her ex-husband who wants her back. Think I'd be a credible source?
Well, why not? It might force her to back you up.
But I don't want to force her to do anything, Gene. That's the whole point.
Listen, Dave, I know how much Kate means to you.
Do you really?
The way you've been going 15 rounds in the ring for her, of course I do.
Look, Gene, I've lost her once. I can't risk that a second time.
I don't foresee that happening again.
Maybe not, but I don't want to use the press the way Carruthers did. To force her to make a commitment. Look, will you let it ride just a little bit longer?
You're on your own for now.
Thanks, Gene.
But the moment Kate starts talking, the story is mine.
Agreed.
You know, it's really too bad that you have to go through this. All Kate had to say in the first place is the engagement is off. Thanks for everything. I've got to get going.
Where you been all day? I've been trying to get a hold of you.
Walking mostly.
I'm not the only one that's been worried about you. Ben Martin's ready to call the police.
Yes, I know I should have called the clinic, but I just didn't feel like talking to anybody.
Not even me.
Especially not you.
Dave, you should have called me the minute you read that article.
I'm afraid I didn't have the guts at that point. But I do now. That's why I came. Kate, it doesn't matter what you think of me. I just can't stand by and...
Dave, the article isn't true.
I don't understand.
Lee did ask me to marry him, but I said no.
There you go, Ellen. Look, if you have trouble reading my writing, just ask the charge nurse.
I'll manage.
Thank you.
Dr. Vaughn to OR. Dr. Vaughn to OR.
Hello, Amber. It's good to see you again.
Hello, Mrs. Davidson. I was just on my way out.
Oh, you just came back to get the results of those tests? Yeah, part 2 of your checkup. The equipment was down in the lab the day you were here. You couldn't have had an x-ray then.
That's right. I came back for my x-ray.
Well, how'd it go? Couldn't be healthier?
It's the expression, I believe.
Oh, that's great. Say, were you serious the other day when you mentioned to me at your mother's that you'd like to meet my daughter?
Yeah, if we ever bump into each other.
Well, how about now?
What is the matter with this elevator?
Oh, it's probably stuck on the ground floor again. It happens all the time.
Come on.
Look, you'd have a chance to pop in right now and meet Lori. She's here on the 2nd floor.
Here?
Yeah, she's in the maternity ward. She's expecting the baby any time.
I don't want to see her. I don't want to disturb her.
Oh, no, you wouldn't. She'd love for you to drop in. It'd be a refreshing change from this hall full of expectant mothers.
Maybe some other time.
Well, sure.
What are you doing here?
I was just about to ask you the same thing.
I'm with Gil.
I can see.
Gil, you're early if you came here for these reports.
Yes, the structural analysis on the new nurses' wing.
Right.
That's why I'm here.
Look, could you give me about 10 more minutes with him?
Sure. Stacy and I are just on our way to lunch.
A long one. We have the whole afternoon off.
Oh, I wish I did. I bet you wish you did too, don't you, Amber?
My work always comes first.
Yeah, it always did.
Well, just don't overdo it. We want you to have a clean bill of health after all your checkups.
Checkups. Is everything okay?
Why do you ask?
Oh, come on, Amber.
Fine. Nothing's wrong.
Well, there's definitely something wrong with me. I really miss Marianne already, Gil.
Yeah, I guess we all do since she went down to North Carolina.
Yeah. Did she get a chance to say goodbye to the two of you?
Yes.
No.
I guess it was the best thing for her to do to go down there since she was feeling the way she was.
Oh, yeah, she and Russ. Broken relationships are never easy for anybody. Oh, by the way, who should I talk to about color schemes now that Marianne isn't here? We need some suggestions on the nurses' lounge.
Believe it or not, that's going to be me until I can afford to hire somebody else.
Well, I wrote down a couple of things. Look, I'll tell you what. Would you please excuse us, Amber? Why don't you and Stacy come back with me to the office and we can
right.
sit down and go over them point by point?
That sounds good to me.
You know what, Stacy? There might be a story in here for you about the hospital. This is the first one.
There, you could have drawn up this check yourself, Sebastian.
Your signature had to be on this one. I wanted the good doctor to see it.
Well, the 10 grand will catch his eye before anything does.
Well, you made the pledge.
Not before he tricked me first and then hounded me into making good on it.
Well, it serves you right. Maybe next time you'll think before you promise. Don't worry about it. I'll make sure we get plenty of publicity on this. You know, my bet is that this is some sort of a challenge to Phillips.
Challenge? What are you talking about?
Oh, I know you, bub. Always a big spender when there's some lady to impress. This time it just happened to be Kate.
Now, come on, Sebastian. I was backed into the corner on this. You know yourself that Dave threatened to run to the Chronicle if I didn't make good on this pledge.
Yeah, you did the right thing. This is a lot better than some headline saying, Wainwright sends check to clinic. Where's Carruthers?
It's that time again, Lee.
Time? Am I late for another meeting?
Not the one with me. Check your calendar.
Another drill session.
Now, don't think of it that way. Think of it as quiz and review, review and quiz.
Yeah, heavy on the quiz, Andrea. Lee, you misquoted some stats on that low-income housing at the luncheon yesterday.
And naturally, you caught them.
Well, that's why I'm here.
Making sure that you're around for a long time, Lee.
Yeah, you tell him, Andrea.
You sure got her on Your side, Fast. How'd you do that?
We think alike. Yeah, make him tough, Andrea. Make him earn his gold star.
All right, Lee?
Let me get my notes.
That was several weeks ago, wasn't it? I remember Ione giving you the gift, but I don't remember anything about the card.
Yeah, well, I kept it.
What does it say?
Here, you read it. It's from Psalm 139. You know, I'm always thinking back on those verses. You made all the delicate and inner parts of my body and knit them together in my mother's womb. Thank you for making me so wonderfully complex.
Mm-hmm. And this one. You saw me before I was born and scheduled each day of my life before I began to breathe. Every day was recorded in your book.
Oh.
Reason enough for me, life begins at conception.
Yeah, me too. You know, Mom, I really can't believe sometimes when I think about, you know, when Dr. Galvin first told me I was pregnant, I really thought about aborting the baby.
But you were beside yourself because you thought Blue Nobles was the father.
Yeah. But even when I thought he had raped me, I couldn't have gone through with it. I know I couldn't have.
God declares a child is life even before it's formed.
Can't argue with that. What were you feeling when you were carrying me? I mean, what was it like?
You were really a load.
Come on! Come on, what was in your mind? I mean, was I what you imagined?
Not exactly. I remember when your dad came in and he held you up and he said, "Better put Peter on hold, Terry. How about Lori?"
Okay, sounds like Dad.
I know just what he'd be saying right about now.
Yeah, I do too.
So, we give it all over to Ben.
Who has had an awful lot to say about this baby.
True pregnant father.
I'm glad.
You should be. Well, listen, I gotta get back to work.
Mom, no! Stay longer, and Ben's gonna be back on his lunch break.
Yeah, but he was just here. Don't you get tired of us?
No! Oh! Here goes another one.
Okay, let's see. Now about government allocations.
Didn't we cover that?
Not thoroughly.
Oh, boy, I'm in for it.
Well, there are not too many more, and you should know these. Okay, funding for the Kingsley Park project dropped over 30%.
Right, I remember.
I want you to give me the exact percentage.
30? No, 34%.
33.
Close.
But not close enough. Lee, is something bothering you?
Well, I have a lot on my mind.
Personal.
Why do you ask?
Well, I know that things have been running very smoothly around here, but when I look behind the scenes, then
And then you see all the problems.
yes. Like the one with Kate Phillips when she dropped by the other day.
Not much slips by you, does it?
Not when it gets to be that obvious. You want to talk?
Well, you have your pad and your pen. I guess about all I need now is to lie down on a couch.
What I really meant was, do you need a shoulder to cry on? Look, all I really mean is that sometimes the man of the hour just needs time out. He needs some time to get what he's really feeling off his chest.
Yeah, unload.
Yes, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Well, I appreciate it, Andrea. Unfortunately, there aren't any after hours for the man of the hour.
I see.
But if you can squeeze a little of that time into my schedule, I'd like to take you up on that offer sometime.
Okay. Well, let's get back to the quiz. Let's see how many you've missed here. Number 3 and number 5. Now, the percentage here should be...
Well, I do need some coaching. 7 out of 13 isn't very impressive.
Why don't you let me go over these again with you?
Wish I could. But I've got my next speech to work on.
Free later?
Afraid not. I am booked up solid right through the afternoon.
Well, you're going to have to cram sometime after work.
Andre, the city treasurer's on line 1 for you. You can take it to my office.
Thanks.
Well, how'd it go? You get your gold star?
Well, not quite, Sebastian. But I am working on it.
Let's see how we're doing now.
Can't be that much longer now, can it, Doctor? Mom, was I this much trouble for you?
48 hours I was in labor. That was
gosh.
trouble. But you know something? When the child's born, it's all worth it.
The contraction's still coming about every 5 minutes?
Oh, yeah.
Good. Shouldn't be too much longer now. You're dilated about 5 or 6 centimeters.
That's wonderful.
Oh, is it good? Oh!
Oh, don't talk. Just breathe.
Do you think I should go get Ben?
That might not be a bad idea.
Okay, here.
You're doing fine, Lori. Just fine. Let me know if you feel like bearing down, but whatever you do, don't.